Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Oh my gosh, I've been talking to myself, huh? Can you guys hear me? You can? Okay. So I sat here for a few minutes talking to myself, like always. Okay, okay, good. So I was all right, let me start over. I was asking if if you guys can put in the comments how many of you have never traded futures before? And if this is like, your first exposure to futures, if that's you, if you can just comment one, if you've been trading futures, and you already know how it goes. Type two, I'm going to go through the charts a little bit. I'm going to go through order flow footprint a little bit. But I still want to touch base with futures basics. And with that, it kind of comes the risk management. So Okay, so 2, I forgot. What did I say? What did I ask for 2? Good Lord, my ADHD is popping off. You know, you guys, I haven't done one of these since February. It- 2 means you've never been or you have, or like you've traded futures or not. 2. 2 is you have. I'm just kidding. I'm waiting for everybody to hop on. But let's see. Is we okay, see, thank you, Justin. Um okay, so Justin from Blue Sky is gonna be up here. If you guys can actually share this, the more people there are, the more, I heard through the grapevine, they'll give out some pretty nice giveaways, so share this and get people on here too. We'll go over some of the basics, obviously, like I always do, and then, a little bit of the chart, footprint, and I'm going to have Justin from Blue Sky come up here and, he'll talk a little bit about their plans. So, and their prop firm. And also, if you guys have any questions for Blue Sky, that would be a great place or great time to ask. So, I'm going to actually move this over. Also, if you guys want to follow along, there is a little summary of futures basics, like right here. If you go to propfirmtrend.com and go to trading resources. Okay, let me go to home. Trading resources, and where it says start learning. And guys, this website has a wealth of information, including courses. If you go up here, let's see. Trading resources, and then, start learning. You can do that. Also, if you click on this little more button, Tyler, I will go over the order flow footprint stuff. But here's a little order flow course you guys can look into, and there's stock learning hub, futures hub. So this is some pretty good stuff, and it's broken down to, in layman's terms. I feel like in the financial world, there's so much, you hear so much, gibberish, and I feel like people don't tend to understand that. So, here this is like in everyday, for everyday people to understand, how things go, how it works, what it means, things like that, how risky it is, building your trading plans, things like that, price signals. Let's see, when contracts expires, what moves together, so like ES and NQ move identically. I know. And there are, believe it or not, there are people that don't know this. Like for example, ES and gold have been rallying together in 2025 and 26, but I've been trading futures since 2022, and they were not correlated. They were basically the opposite. So, it's kind of a good best times to trade, kind of like the bigger picture, where's the money going? And this is another thing, it's going to tell us like where the money's flowing in and flowing out. Why trade futures, this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's up here in a little more order flow course. I know, Tyler, you've been asking about that, and I'll go deeper into teaching. This is my technical analysis. This is what I use, guys. And also, if you guys want, comment if you want, or maybe DM me. I'm trying to figure out a way that you guys can get this free. This is one of my indicators. It's free. It's one indicator, but it has all of everything that I use. So And this here with these little green dots on the bottom, see that? How it reverses? How it reverses? That's a secret code. Look at it on top. It comes down. So you get that with this. I'm sure other influencers would be selling the shit out of this. Oh my God, please don't talk about Messi. Please. Or Ronaldo or any of those. You don't want me to fade everybody, do you? So I'm trying to figure out a way because it's an invite only. So if you guys want, you know, uh, I need your TradingView username. So that kind of think of ways you guys can give me your username where it's like either comment below, I suppose. I don't know if you guys want that public. So if you don't, maybe, I don't know. We'll think about it. Okay. But yeah, it's just one indicator that has a lot of, it's got the Asia session, London, and then the New York, then it's got the key levels, guys. These key levels are gold. You want it, okay, yeah, then yes, TW is GOAT. Or maybe you guys can DM me. Yeah, you know what? How about you guys just DM me, and then when I have a chance, I'll go through the DMs. Just your TradingView username, please. So, it's got the yesterday's high, VWAP, IBH, high, low, Globex. It's got the key levels, yesterday's low, all these things. And then also it's got the reversals, whether it's, from word long or word short. And the best I like to use is on the 15-minute. So, but there is a little bit, you got to kind of figure out a way to, you still got to read price action. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Let me get started with this. I just kind of wanted to show you guys. So if you go to, like I said, profitfromtrend.com, you can find all of these courses here that are all free, including risk calculators. How many of us blow our accounts because we're not sized in properly? All of us. Trust me, I've been there. So I'm going to get started with the trading resources, start learning, and then also there's a summary here if you guys are I'm not going to go through all of this since it looks like most of you have already been or know about futures or, have traded futures. So you know what a tick is, what a point is. It's always a good reminder though, with some of these, things, but here's a little cheat sheet if you guys want. It's a comprehensive futures contract. If you're looking at ES, the minimum tick size, and then you can also kind of look through, if you're trading oil or corn or whatever it is, it'll tell you the tick amount. So, I think most of you know that there are different ways of trading. I'm not sure if anybody really touches on, trading with your own money, but I'm going to do that. So I'm going to basically go over a few different ways of trading. And one is, or different ways of, getting funded. So basically funding your own account with your own capital. You can trade micros, which cost roughly about $2,300 for MES lot. You know what? This might be a little bit outdated. And about 23K for one ES lot. And this is if you're using like Interactive Broker, one of the traditional brokerages. Okay, so you'd want to check with them how much capital you would need and what the margin is because they're all different. Second is you can use a broker that specializes in futures, such as NinjaTrader or Tradeovate. AMP is another one. AMP has really low margin rates, so that's something to check out if you guys want. Most traders, I feel like, at least in my opinion, should if they are utilizing prop firms, to slowly start to build their own account with their own money. You can do both. You can trade both, trade micros. Um, so micros are fairly affordable. So, like for example, Trade-O-Eight offers a $500 to $1,000 day trading margin for E-mini contracts. And micros are even more affordable because MES costs only $50, and MNQ costs $100. So this is for the day trade margin only, and the overnight positions require full initial margin. So what does that mean? So initial margin, what that means is if you are holding a position, for example, between 4:45 p.m. Eastern until 6 p.m. Eastern, that's considered initial margin or overnight because they require you to put up for one contract. For example, for ES it's 23,000. It might be more right now. This was I have not updated these numbers, but you'd want to check with the obviously with your broker. And then MES, like I said, 2,300, or for MNQ 3,300. Now, if you are trading the reduced intraday margin, those are available between 6 p.m. Eastern until 4:45 p.m. Eastern the following day. So basically, you can utilize these day margins. So ES is 500, NQ is 1,000. AMP has even smaller requirements for day margin. I believe it's $300 for minis. I'm not 100% sure if that's also for NQ or just ES, but just so that you can still trade micros and with your own money. So, and you can still hold your position. Let's say you open it up at 6 p.m. Eastern, you can close it out by 4:45 p.m. the next day. So for me, as a day trader, as a scalper, I don't need to put in, $30, $40, $50,000 in a, in my brokerage account to trade one contract because I'm not a swing trader. I don't need to hold for that hour and a half or hour and 15 minutes. So I can actually just utilize the day margins. So those the hold over the weekend or something, then you would want to do, the initial margin. Let's see. Another way is obviously trading prop firms, and those of you that are new, basically you utilize a finance partner. There are so many, for example, Tradeify, Apex, Take Profit Trader, Top Step, Blue Sky, Lucid, My Funded Futures. I mean, there's hundreds of them out there, but you guys want to make sure that you are with a reputable prop firm because it can make a huge difference. And I usually like to vet mine. I get so many messages and so many DMs from CEOs, from brand new firms, whatever. I don't like to, unless I can vet them and if they're reputable, credit, to me, like that matters the most. So, you've got to do your due diligence no matter what. Read the rules. That's what they're there for. Uh, I'm giving you just a short summary, but again, read all the rules and get familiar. And that's how you get to keep your accounts, because there might be just one rule. For example, I'm going on vacation next week and I have an account with a firm that if I don't touch for 7 days, it's going to be breached, no matter how much money I have in there. So if I don't flip, a trade, then I'll lose my account. So that's important to know. Not most firms don't have that rule, but this specific one does. So that's kind of like what I'm saying. One small rule can offset your payouts. But basically, you demonstrate to the prop firms that you are a successful trader, and you must pay for the, to enter that evaluation, which is a SIM. Um, most firms, you get to keep most of your proceeds up to, for example, 90%. If there's a 90% split or an 80% split, they keep the 10% or 20%, whatever it is. Again, research, what firm. Now, um, is this too good to be true? Not really. Most traders fail due to lack of discipline, and this is how these companies make money. So if you can trade the chart, such as price action, stay disciplined and consistent, then you'll make money. If the ones that are pulling money out have also been consistent and finding a strategy that works for you, because we're not all the same. I trade with some of my analysts who will hold from, for days or for, majority of the day or whatever it is. And I am the one who kind of, I like to get in and get out and go on with my day, because I tend to, if I stay at my computer, I will sit there and just out of boredom, I think, um, flip these, trades or whatever it is. So you just have to, figure out, we're not all the same, and, what triggers you, um, and figure out that emotional aspect and be honest with yourself. There's no shame in it, because, some people can't scalp, and some people can scalp, but if have a need that, if they sit at the computer, like watching a trade, they'd rather get in, get out, get in, get out. So again, the point, what I'm trying to make is that just figure what suits your personality. Some people don't like to scalp, some people don't like to hold all day, and that's okay. So again, find a strategy that works for you, and you know um, get good at that strategy. Find one or two setups that work for you, that you can repeat, and that's it. You do not need to have 37 different strategies. You can use other things as confluence. There's no, I do, but you also want to stick to what works for you. Um, so, why a prop firm versus trading your own money? This right here is from Take Profit Trader, but basically, simply put, most traders are undercapitalized, and it's leverage. You level the playing field by using their accounts and not your own funds. And then, trading your own funds can lead to severe losses. However, if you're using, a prop firm, and you can, be disciplined, then, you will get to that stage where you're just starting to take payouts. Lack of discipline haunts traders, and it's the risk management system and rules that will make sure that you get disciplined. The thing is, you have to apply these rules, whether you're trading your own account or a prop firm account. If you do not have a risk management system or rules, you're not disciplined, you're not going to make it. I don't care if you're trading options. I don't care if you're trading equities, futures, your grandma's money, your money. It doesn't matter if you do not have this. The biggest aspect is the risk management and rules, staying disciplined. You're going to be part of that 95% of people that simply don't make it. And we've all paid, money, they call it tuition, to the market, and that's normal. You're going to have good months, bad months, good weeks, bad weeks. And at the end of the day, find a system, but the biggest, I will say, is a risk management system. And there's always going to be another trade. I promise you, the market's been here and it's going to be here. So, you know what? You missed a big trade, big deal. I miss big trades all the time, but I also know that another trade will come up. So, a few things to kind of, I wanted to touch base on before I kind of move on, is basically like knowing the difference between intraday trailing, end of day trailing, and static drawdown. And I've asked this question on Twitter before, if about static drawdown. And I was kind of surprised how many people don't know what that is. So I will kind of go over it. But so intraday trailing, basically, Your drawdown limit moves up with your balance and unrealized gains throughout the day, but it resets to the daily starting balance each day. So the way it works is, for example, let's just say you have a 50K account with a $3,000 drawdown. Let's just say at 10 a.m. you make a $500 profit, which is 50,500. Your drawdown is 47,500. At 11 a.m., you make another 300. You're up at 50,800. Your drawdown now moves up to 47,800. Let's say at 1 p.m., you open a position with $600 unrealized gain. So you're now at 51,400 unrealized. Your drawdown moves up to 48,400. This it trails unrealized gains. Okay. Let's just say at 2 p.m. you closed your position for $400 profit. You're 51,200. Your drawdown is going to stay at that 48,400. It does not go down. And let's just say at 3 p.m. you lose $400. You're down to 50,800. Your drawdown is still going to stay at that 48,400. It does not go down. So the remaining drawdown that you have is about $2,400. I would say anyone that, because the drawdown is 48,400, which is $3,000 from the highest balance, which includes that unrealized gains, even if you didn't take profit. For intraday trailing, I would say if you have a bigger drawdown and you do base hits, you're going to be just fine. I'm just fine doing that. If you are a person that will be in a trade, hold for a trade to go up 1,000, 2,000, not take your profit, and you're watching that trade go back all the way down, this account's not for you. So it's more for those that take base hits. Typically, once you get over that threshold, let's just say 53,000 on this one and plus $100, this stops trailing. And if you can go up $10,000 and lose, like, let's just say, I don't know, 5,000, you're still going to be fine. So it's just that first until you build that little buffer, I suppose. So second one is end of day trailing. Basically, your drawdown limit only moves up based on your ending balance at the close of each trading day. Day one, you start at 50,000, drawdown's 47,000. Total drawdown available is 3,000. During the day, you're up 51,500, then down to 50,800. Your drawdown's still going to stay at 47,000 all day. So your total drawdown available is 3,000. It stays fixed all day. So let's say you close the account the day at 50,800. Now your drawdown is going to update to 47,800. So the next day, day two, you start with 50,800 and drawdown is 47,800, which is $3,000 from the new starting balance. So most firms have this. So some have both, some have all three. So you just gotta figure out what kind of suits you. Static drawdown is probably one of my favorite drawdowns. Not very many firms have it. Blue Sky, they have static drawdowns, and basically how it works is your drawdown limit is fixed based on your starting account balance, and it never changes. So for example, we'll use the 50K again, 50K account with a 3K drawdown. Week one, let's say you grow to 55,000. Your drawdown is going to still stay at 47,000. Let's just say 1 month, you grow to 60,000. Your drawdown is 47,000. Month 6, you're up at 75,000. Your drawdown is still 47,000. Now, reality check, you can lose $28,000, which is 75K minus 47K, and still breach the account. So technically, it's more like your own personal account. So that's where that static drawdown kind of comes through. So let's see. Platforms. This is Project X. A lot of firms have similar their own kind of in-house platform. It looks kind of like the TradingView platform. The next one, NinjaTrader. This is the one I use personally, only because I use Orderful Footprint, and it's a third-party add-on. So I've been used to NinjaTrader. The next one is Tradeovate. So basically, these are all very simple. You know, you buy market, sell market. You know, if we're going long, you're gonna buy market, buy bid. If we're going short, sell market, sell ask. So that's kind of, you know, the whole thing. So basically, the key points really are you just need to know how to chart. So with futures, you know, there's no those of you that are coming from options, there's no theta, there's no Greeks. So even if you are, you know, in the, we know trading of, well, let me put it this way. Those of you that have traded options know that you can lose your position or your money just because of time. And it's something that let me go back. I do want to cover one thing though that's important that I think I did not. Okay. Let's just go here. So we know, you know, using ES, the contract changes value by, you know, $12.50 for every 25 cents it moves, or $50 per 1 point. Whereas one MES moves $1.25 for every you know, 0.25 cents it moves, or $5 per point. And then obviously NQ is $20 per point, or $2 if you're using MNQ. It is, and I feel like this is not talked about enough, because even like when I started trading futures back in 22, you guys are lucky because there's so many people out here. Everybody's teaching, you know, futures or whatever it is. But when I got started, there were barely anyone teaching any of this. So it was trial and error, and a lot of money, you know, thrown out for that. So basically, if you go here, you know, risk calculators. If you're trading SP or SPY and you come over to futures and you start trading ES, or let's just say you're trading QQQ, and you come into trade futures and you're trading NQ. The way you would want to think about that is that SPY is equivalent to MES, and QQQ is more like MNQ. Okay. What ends up happening, people from options will come over and they'll start trading minis, which is, you know, ES or NQ, and that's equivalent to trading like SPX or NDX. So when you're trading options, and if it's your first time or first few months or weeks, and if you start to trade SPX with your options account, let's say you have a $2,000 account and you get into SPX, we know that you're going to blow that account within a few trades. Okay, so I don't have to tell you that. You know, it basically, you're over leveraged. So the best thing to do is you can actually, there's trading calculators here. If you go to the profitfromtrend.com, type in, you know, put in what your, I don't know, let's just say you have a $2,500 drawdown. Okay. Risk per trade, this is obviously going to be, you know, what you are willing to lose per trade. Some people will do 2%, some do 5%. That's up to you. I you know, let me see. So let's say, the safeguard, the safe one is about 2%. If you do 5%, that's more aggressive, but that's for those that are pretty, pretty good. They've established a strategy. They are in and out. They can, they have a tighter. This is, I would say, 5% probably for scalpers who are pretty good, who are in and out of trades and have tighter stop losses. But typically, so if you have a $2,500, drawdown, that's your account size. Okay, it's not $50,000. Then your max contracts should be, oops, let's say, I don't know, how many points do you guys want me to put? I use 70 ticks, so I'll just put 70 ticks. Okay, that's one MNQ. Most people have a really wide stop loss, which is, I don't know, should we say 120? No. Yeah, if you do 120, you shouldn't be trading, or you have to up your risk. So basically, you need to kind of calculate your risk per trade and your stop loss. So for me, like I said, mine is a 70 tick stop loss. If I'm risking 5%, I can get away with using three contracts. Again, this is how much you are willing to lose per trade, not per day, but per trade. So if it's 125 bucks, then you can either set it $125 based on just the dollar amount, or based on the stop loss and how many contracts. So basically, what I see and what most of us see is people will get a $2,500 account and they go in with 50% of their account. So they're risking $1,200. All you need is 2 or 3 losses and you're done. Okay. So you don't want to do that. You can scroll down here actually, and I don't dollar cost in on my bad trade. The only time I do that is if I'm playing with this. It's called a far from moving average trade. I'll kind of explain it a little bit later, but I have a starter position, and I'll add a few contracts if it continues to go the other way, and then it's a high probability that the trade will be reversing. But you can also, kind of go in and figure out the way to scale in, instead of like doing 10 contracts here, 3 contracts here, 5 contracts there, you can kind of be going to in conservative, you know, DCA if that's what you choose to do. And it will tell you, like, for example, for every 10 points, what you're risking if you add one, right? So just you guys can go in here and utilize your risk management and options, equities, futures, whatever. You can also journal your trades. This is all free, guys. You can go in here, journal your trades, add your trades. You can CSV import if you want, and then kind of have analytics. But there is a little cool thing. It's called risk or psychology, like a psychology lab. You go in here and try to like assess your feelings or like your emotions. Be like have an honest self-assessment. Okay, so if you're anxious and I don't know, let's say you're anxious and greedy, or maybe you're fearful, then consider not trading. If you're, 2, it's going to tell you you're an elevated risk, proceed with caution. Another thing is like check your bias. Do you have like the herd mentality? You're just going to follow without any analysis. Um, then your risk setup, what you are kind of risking per position. Um, Risking above 2% is aggressive. So you can still calculate in here. I don't know, let's just say 30,000, your stop loss, 30,020. So it'll tell you, you have a 20-point stop loss. Don't go in with more than 3 contracts of MNQ, not NQ, guys. I have had people who will get a 50K account, $2,500 drawdown or $2,000 drawdown, and they're playing with NQ, like not 1, but like 3. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So, down here will kind of tell you if after 3 losses, after 10 losses. So, and then how many wins it's going to take for you to recover. So it's kind of cool actually. Let's see, compare tool. You can go in here and compare your different prop firms if, when you're doing your due diligence on them, but let's see what else. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay, if you have never taken, I got my sim account here. If you've never taken any trades, so just to show you, if we take a trade like with NQ, let's just sell market, okay? Each point that it moves from, each dollar or each point that it moves is 20 bucks, okay? I'm going to close that. I'm going to go to MNQ. Now, if you're using MNQ, same, the charts are pretty much the same. Your analysis is going to be the same, but you're not risking a lot when you are playing with MNQ. So this is where, it's important. I feel like a lot of people watch YouTube streamers and all they're seeing is the NQ trades. And it's like, yeah, it's nice, if you're sitting in to have, a $200-300, quick trade, but it can also go against you. Look at that, real fast. Okay, so I'm going to close that. All right, now here's the chart. If you guys want this, it's free. Just DM me your username for your trading view. But basically, I use key points, which is this red and green, the purple. This is the pivot point. Typically, when we have like the pivot point, we tend to kind of consolidate around there. It tends to be choppy, but these key levels are, let's see, 1 hour. So notice how, like, for example, here it went from the pivot point, it wicked above it, came down, and it kept holding. The body of the candle never came through. So it kept, this is in the 1 hour. Once we broke through on that, we held this pivot. Again, the body of the candle didn't break. It typically will like go down, especially in the past, I don't know, in the past month, we've seen candles 200-300 points at a time. So now it's like you gotta adjust, your stop loss needs to be wider, size down, because the moves have been happening pretty fast, pretty wide. But these key levels are pretty goated. um, they're really like they're really good. So let's see. Um, Also, these little lines here, these are moving averages. So I use moving averages when I am looking into, for example, getting into a trade. So right now we're in an uptrend, and notice how we got these little red bars or red dots. It basically is giving us, and this is just on the 5 minute, it's giving us that we're getting a little overextended up here and a little pullback is imminent. So how much did we pull back? 5, 6, 7. Eh, pulled 40 points or so and then went back up. So it's holding this. This is EMA 9 and then the pink is EMA 5. I'm not going to go over like the whole thing, how I use these EMAs because it's not, it's not really the webinar for tonight, but I took some trades this morning. The price action, I think we all saw the price action was just the first hour, the first 45 minutes. It was just crazy. And I was waiting for us to push up. I wanted it more to where the London high was. And we kept pushing up to this, a little bit above. Actually, we didn't even reach that 400. We just kind of kept, the wicks kept getting, pretty high up here, but it's like it comes back down and then it was just wild. And I just, I knew that it was weak for us to continue to push up because we're getting overextended a little um, on some of the time frames, but also these long wicks up on the top. And we were going between that key level along with VWAP, and it was just barcoding. I tried, a few trades and just got wicked out because my stop loss is pretty um, pretty tight, right? So I did end up taking a trade. I took a short, and it was a pretty fast trade too. And then I think a little bit like later in the morning, around I think this time, which was around 9:10 in the morning my time, 9:50. Sorry. Um, it was a nice quick short, and got done and went about my day. Because I just I noticed if I continue to stay, even though like here, it was like kind of barcoding or whatever, I tend to I'll get bored or I'll start over trading. So my thing is trade for the first 2 hours and get done, and find your entries, get in and get out, have your stop losses at all times, no matter what. You're gonna get wicked out. That's okay. It's better than being down 200 points because you didn't have a stop loss. So, hey, what's good? Okay, so where are you? I gotta hang on a second. Okay. Gotta invite Justin up here. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. So somebody just messaged me that the Blue Sky account is $48 for 100K. If you use, it's a flash sale, guys, just for 24 hours. If you use Mink's Flash, it's $29 for 100K. So look at this, how nice. We had those little 2 dots and it's kind of starting to pull back. If it breaks below this right here, which is It bounced right off of it. 29,512. Let's see. Are you here? There you are.
I'm here.
Hi, Justin. I don't even know how to. I haven't done Restream in what's it called?
It's
Uh,
all good.
yeah. So like, I can't. I don't even know what I'm doing, to be quite honest. All right. I think you're on. I think everybody can hear you.
I think I'm on. Let me know in the chat, guys. Can you hear me? Or is anybody alive? Are we still awake?
Let's see.
Minx, I gotta say that was a good lesson. It's hard. Futures is such a hard thing to kind of try to explain to people.
Yeah.
It's kind of a different world. I think most of us come from options, but your site specifically, that calculator is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's got there's so much stuff on there. I mean, so much stuff. Like there's from courses to psychology to, and it's
Yeah,
funny, I don't even promote it. Like, and it's all
no, it's
free, but
awesome. You
it's
need to more. It's a great resource. And guys, I will say, knowing Minx for a while, like she's one of the few people that actually cares about traders, and it's like she's not getting paid to pump certain firms and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see a place where you're actually honestly reviewing firms and giving people the tools and all that kind of stuff. So I love that.
Thank you. So let me do you want to share your screen, or do you want me to share something?
Yeah, I can share my screen. I don't think I've done it on Restream. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I can just share a tab. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up the website. So yeah, guys. My name is Justin. I am the director of partnerships at Blue Sky Trading. We are a futures prop firm. We've been around since 2022. We're not one of the biggest firms, but we are very established. We've been around for, like I said, like 5 years now. And hold on, I'm just trying to get this.
I'm just gonna go to your website.
Okay, I think I'm sharing my screen now.
Is that
Yeah.
yours?
Okay.
I think that's yours.
Yeah, that should be mine. Yeah. Yep, that's me.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So yeah. So my role in the company, I've kind of a hybrid role. It's pretty funny. I do some of the things Minx does. I'm like a trading coach. I do some streams, but the majority of my position is connecting communities with Blue Sky and kind of being a liaison for people like Minx and myself. And one of the things I really bring into the community is Blue Sky is a community first kind of prop firm. We actually care about people. You're going to get an answer. Our support staff is a real person that's going to answer you. It's an AI chatbot, anything like that. So I figured, I'd sponsor this stream with Minx while you went over the intro to futures. And then we could give you guys a nice little sale. By the way, the code is Minx Flash for $29 100K evaluations. And then code Minx is 30% off of every other plan. I think it might be wrong on the banner, by the way. Thanks. You have them backwards. But either way, great sales both way. So I figured I'd just go over our plans, introduce myself. So a little bit about me. I actually used to be in the Discord space. I had a Discord with 5,000 people, something like that. Kind of got tired of it. Saw the opportunity to join Blue Sky in the prop space, and eventually I just saw like we have the best plans, we have the best support. Why not try to spread the word? So now I'm in a more trader focused role, coming on streams, things like that. So let me just go over our plans real quick and highlight the kind of benefits that Blue Sky offers. Our most popular plan by far is what's called our launch plan. And like a lot of other firms, we have multiple models, something for every trader. But this is the most popular because you can buy, it's a two-part payment plan. So rather than paying, $150, $200 up front, you can get a lower cost in. And with Minx's discount, it's even lower than this $59. So this is the best plan for traders who are not gurus, not things like that, that don't think they're going to pass the first time. Instead of blowing $200 5 times, you might blow with the discount, what I think it's like $35, $40 a few times. And then you pay the rest of the fee when you actually pass. And something I really want to highlight is we have daily payouts at Blue Sky. There's only a handful of firms that do that. But I will say something that separates us from these other firms is our drawdown is end of day drawdown. I know she went over that in her lesson earlier. So you don't get penalized for having a green trade go back to break even. Whatever your P&L ends at the end of the day, that's where your drawdown resets. So that is one of our biggest benefits. And she also highlighted static plans, which I love. Static plans have got to be the best plans in the world. The drawdown doesn't move. So I'm going to take this 200K static, for example. You start at 200, just don't let your balance go under 198K. And then it never moves as you go up and up and up. The drawdown doesn't change. It's still at 198K. It's absolutely phenomenal. And Minx, I'm kind of curious, like what plans do you like to trade? Do you like the statics? Do you like the drawdown?
Oh yeah, statics are my favorite. I've always said that. The issue with that I also have heard in the community is that there aren't very many, good static plans out there. At least there weren't, right? And like for example, there was a $100,000 static plan, but like your drawdown was $675. Nobody's gonna play with
Oh,
that.
that's nothing. Yeah.
Right. So, like having, a $2,000 static is amazing. I it's basically like playing with your own, just like how your own funds are. So,
Yeah, literally. And you made the point earlier that, your account's not actually 200K, it's not 50K. If you've been around the prop firm space, you know that your account is just your drawdown. But I absolutely love the static plans. They're the easiest. They're a little bit more expensive, $20, not that much more. But it gives you, like, if you get a little cushion in the eval or in the buffer, then you can size up, then you can pass the plan, and it gets a lot easier. So these are our most popular plans. They have kind of like a small fee up front, then an activation fee or launch fee. These plans, the Propel, my favorite plans. You can compare these to a lot of the no activation fee plans we have. Other firms have one-time fee. If you pass the first time, no other fee. And like I said, with the code Minx, you'll get the 30% off. But basically, the way this works is 3 days to pass the eval, 3 days to pass the buffer stage. And it's an interesting thing for traders because they don't like hearing the word buffer, but we're just very transparent at Blue Sky. We don't call it your drawdown phase and you're funded. We just call it your buffer phase. Buffer, and then move on to the funded. And the good thing is, in your buffer phase, you can reset your buffer phase. You don't have to start all the way over. But this is my favorite plan is the 50K Propel. $112 with her code when you use it. And boom, after 6 days, unlock daily payouts. Now, something we just started offering, and I think a lot of you guys are going to like this. It's called our Orbit plan. Evaluation, 1 day to pass. Boom. No buffer stage. So you move immediately into funded. The only drawdown is there is a consistency rule. But 1 day to pass, you get your account that same day when you pass it. 3 more days, boom. You unlock these $2,000 weekly payout caps. And that is also included in Minx's sale. I think this is going to become the most popular plan. 1 day to pass. I do not think you can beat that. And if you guys have any questions in the chat, let me know. Like, I'm literally here to do this. And Minx, how do we do these giveaways? Let's do a giveaway right now.
Yeah, let me.
Can we do one at a time?
Yeah, let me
Do it in batches? How do we do this?
Hang on a second. 97. Let's see. How many? Hang on a second. Let me send you.
Let's do like three right now for the first batch.
Okay. Just one quick second. I gotta update it.
Yeah, no worries. And guys, if you've used Blue Sky, let me know. I see John has not used Blue Sky. Trust me, I have used every firm in the world in the past, and I gotta say these are some of the best rules. I wouldn't be pushing and I wouldn't be working here if it wasn't.
I think we actually someone in I'm not gonna mention his name, but I think he's here. He's one of your live traders, or he's in my Discord.
Okay, yeah. So that I'm glad you brought that up. If we see some good traders, we want to throw you some live accounts. We want you to have no payout caps, no rules, no nothing. And the good thing, even in funded guys, you can trade news. Basically, the only rule is don't hedge. Don't go long and short on the same ticker. And other than that, there are literally no rules in the funded stage. Besides the orbit plan, 40% consistency, like launch and propel plans, rack that up, get $5,000 the first day, make a withdrawal. It's crazy. And as long as you get it within before 11 a.m., it's processed same day. So literally daily payouts. I know people that treat this like a job. They take out $300 a day and just trade micros, which, by the way, makes great advice trading micros because that's how you make it in this game. But literally take out $300 a day, and it's literally just a daily paycheck for them. I mean, it's amazing.
I am just getting ready to find it so we can do the drawdowns.
I just didn't realize my face was on here the whole time. Could have been in my pajamas.
Oh, is it? I didn't even. I don't even see. Let's see. Competitions.
Do you show your face when you stream usually?
Who, me? No.
Yeah.
No, when I'm streaming, no.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
told
Fenster,
you
I
have like
I
have severe stage fright, believe it or not. And
well, you picked like the perfect industry to be in.
I would like. It took me 6 months just to say hi on.
No way. That's
Yeah.
funny. You're such like a big personality in the space.
I could not. You know who got me on was Trader's Paradise. He literally pushed me on Wolf Financial, and
Oh, no kidding.
yeah. Oh, am I streaming the giveaway?
I think it's my screen right now.
Oh, okay. Let me hang on a second.
Do I need to exit?
I need to find the stream first. I don't even know where the stream is. There. Okay, let me figure out where I am. Nope. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, hold on. Okay. Where are the winners? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, do you guys want me to redo the draws just because?
Right.
Or these are I clicked the little thing and it like, but I can, if you guys want, since I wasn't streaming at the time, I can do a quick draw. And all right, I'll do a quick draw. Sorry, guys, if you're on here.
Oh, bummer. You guys lost. Got to do it again.
Okay. Got it. Okay. This is what I was talking about. If you guys can see it. All right. John M, Wahid B, and Rahul J.
And then whoever wins, either please message Minx your email, and I will get you the account.
Sorry, Fenster. He wasn't the first one.
That's hilarious.
I know. Imagine you
man,
know what?
sorry,
This is how the World Cup has been. They just take away your goal.
Yeah. We got completely owned the other day.
Yeah. Or you just get a red card.
That was crazy.
Fenster, you got a red card. You know. If Trump calls me, I mean, maybe I'll give you the account. But I'm just kidding.
Right?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Minx, what are some things while we're doing this that you really look for in prop firms? Like, what are some red flags? What are some green flags?
Um, as far as prop firms or as far as
I'd say prop firms because I feel like most of the audience probably is trading prop firms, right?
yeah. Um,
Like, what are some rules that are red flags?
retroactive rules, like big
Mhm.
time. And I've seen like where maybe like once or twice, even that. I would say retroactive rules. I have seen firms that it seemed like it was a retroactive rule, but it wasn't. It was just that they never were really enforcing the rule in the first place. And then they like were reminding everybody, okay, we're going to be enforcing this rule. So, but I've seen like,
Right.
for example, Top Step in January went back to July of last year to for like accounts that were hedging, or it was like an accidental, even like if you had an
Oh, you know
accidental
what? I
hedge.
had a lot of people message me about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could even have been in like an eval mixed with the funded, like you accidentally had an order open or something.
Yep. So yeah, so like that to me,
Yeah,
um
changing rules and retroactive is that's a big red flag.
yes, especially going back to 6 or 7 months, and I don't know, that was a money grab to me
Yeah,
going
that's
to that.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, because they were already paid out,
Yeah, I mean,
so that, what else? When the rules are too good to
oh,
be true.
interesting.
I've seen firms where the rules are too good to be true, and I voice my experience, or I voice my opinion on it, and you know what? They ended up shutting down 6 months later, as some of them were shut down 2, 3 months later. Um,
Hmm.
so that,
I've been a part of that on the wrong side back in the day.
yeah. So that's kind of what I see. And
Mhm.
um, I think that most firms have similar um, rules in similar, accounts. Obviously, some are better than others, right? Um, but
Yeah.
what I look
Mhm.
for is
Agreed.
how long, a firm has been in the business. If they have like, actually, on my website there is like it's called Prop Firm Health, and it just kind of goes over the key things that people should be looking at, how long it's been in, whatever, the trust pilot, the
Right.
plans,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, and it's got a score. And I think that's important because, like I said, I've been around long enough to see firms shut down. They started at 7 a.m. and shut down by 10 p.m. in the same day. It was like, I don't know if you guys saw that a few months ago, like 2, 3 months ago. The same guy that rugged that FTT started a second
Oh,
career.
he that guy owes me like 30 grand from back in the day.
Yeah, you're never gonna get that, but
Yeah, no way. I'm gonna get $4 for my class action lawsuit.
if even that. Um,
Yeah,
so basically, it's one of those things that you just uh, do your due diligence. Just because a firm, and I'm not saying there's going to be new firms that are going to be coming in, obviously, and they're going to prevail, but I don't want to be their guinea pig, and I don't want my audience to be that either, because I've seen what happens with
exactly.
others. And just because, like I said, my DMs are full of, I didn't even, so I don't know if you know, but Brett Simba and we've been friends for a long time. And when he
Hmm.
started Tradeify, and I knew the investors and everything in the background, and I knew that they were like, they were solvent and everything, I still didn't want to partner up. And I told him, I said, I gotta wait, 3 or 4 months and
Yeah, it's
see
rough.
how you guys do. And same thing with Lucid. I mean, so again, like all the firms, I want to wait and see how it is, because
Exactly. No, that makes total
yeah.
sense.
let's see. So, did you? Okay, is Rahul here? No, Wahid. If you guys aren't here, I'm gonna just redraw them. John M. I think you said
Yeah,
that you.
do they have to click something or comment?
Yeah, just in the chat that that they're claiming it.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just like
Well,
I'll just
maybe somebody else will get a free account. We'll see.
yeah. Well, let's do two because one uncensored is John M. So whoops. Okay. Tyler B and Wahid again.
All right.
I don't know if Tyler B
Right.
is here. Wahid wasn't here for the last one, so we're gonna have to repick him. I don't know if Tyler's here or not. I
Yeah,
know
Rahul's just got
Rahul's
to go
been
on. So.
right, and John M. Sorry, you already got one. All right, Van V. Is there a Van V in here? Speak now or forever hold your peace. There's usually like a 10-second delay though on Restream. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Tyler B is here either. I'll just continue to like draw,
Yes.
and
Keep
if
it going, right?
yeah, if the other guys show up, then it'll be, or I mean, yeah. All right, Chris M and Emil. Is there an Emil? You're, you're Chris. Okay, all right. And what about Emil? No Emil. Okay, let's find somebody else. Van V. Tyler. We already tried to pick him. He's not here. Rahul. Geez, this I don't know. This Gleam thing is kind of weird.
All these people that aren't here getting lucky.
It like
What's going
seems
on? Yeah, this
it
is
seems
crazy.
to pick like 4 people and then just kind of keeps picking them. No, Chris, you're not getting two. Sorry.
The same people over and over.
I know. Did you guys put your name in here?
John says I'll accept it if you want to give it to him.
Okay. All right. So Chris, John, and uncensored. He's John M. Okay. So know what? Did I ask something? Because they're saying no.
I don't know.
Not
While we're
M.
doing this, you
Oh,
guys
who's not M? Okay, that I just accidentally clicked again.
guys, is the market going to go up or down tonight? Let me know in the chat.
Let's see. What's the market doing?
I think we're going to go a little pump tonight. I don't know what you think, Banks.
Yeah, perhaps. Let's see. It also depends on the headlines coming out with the Iran and the
Literally.
U.S. They've been at it again.
I thought that whole saga was over, but we're right back in it.
Yeah. So, but they did say they're gonna hit harder tonight than they have before, or something like that. So that's why, Otherwise, if there's not, I think you're right. I think we pump for sure.
I honestly completely stopped watching the headlines. I'm either gonna get stopped out or I'm gonna pump. I don't. It's not even worth it anymore.
I know. Well, the candles have been 2, 3, 400 points at a time, so it's like just like I said, get in and get out. Make your a little bit of money and
Mhm.
move on your day. So, um, so we have three.
Yeah.
We picked three, right?
See green, take green. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
that's what I say too. But everybody says
I
that's not the
think
way.
so.
So, let's see. Okay, so we've picked three. Any questions, you guys, that you might have for
Yeah.
Justin?
Any blue sky questions? Any questions about me? Pretty transparent. I literally work for Blue Sky because I think they have the best plans out there,
I didn't know
and
that you were a Discord owner
we're
before.
rapidly growing. And oh yeah, that's I mean yeah, I started streaming in like 2020, Minx.
Oh wow, I had no
Yeah, it's been a
idea.
while. I was doing SPX options stuff like so I made a ton of money off AMC. That's what got me into
Oh,
trading. I got like 500%. It was crazy.
damn.
So then I go, wait, trading's so easy. And then I got into options and I was like, oh my God, SPX is like draining me.
Hmm.
And then I found futures, which futures is basically options without the Greek, which is amazing.
Yes, so
So
that
and then
happened
I
with
found
me.
prop firms and I was like, holy crap, I just have to pay $100 to get an
Yeah,
account. This is amazing.
yeah,
So I kind of put from the Discord side into the prop firm world. Still basically a full-time trader. That's like majority of my income.
yeah. Um, that's why I mentioned people that because I came from options too. Well, I played with small caps, and then I went into crypto, and then back into small caps and options.
Mm-hmm.
And in 21, I lost like $220,000 of my own money in options, and just because
Oof.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I was
that's easy to
playing
do.
SPX, and it would expire worthless even if it's in the same direction. If it was zero
Let me guess,
DTE,
Minx. Were you averaging into contracts?
no, I would just do zero DTE,
Oh,
contracts on SPX. I mean,
uh,
it's like, and so many would expire worthless. So, um, that
oh
was
yeah,
kind of
within 5 seconds sometimes.
uh-huh, yeah. So it's like, uh, I. I was asking around about futures, and everybody was like, "No, that's for professionals. That's for institutional traders. That's not for us." And I'm like, I started like piqued my mind. Why can't we trade it? So when I like went through the whole thing, like just started researching, like I said, at the time in 22, there was no one that was like, hey, um, here's like, this is use micros instead of minis and stuff like that. So of course, it was a lot of trial and error, playing with minis, trying to figure it out and things like that. And it was definitely never looked back. So
Well, the great thing about futures now is like I think you mentioned AMP and Tradeovate. I want to say, and like you only need $100 to trade a micro, which is kind of crazy because in the recent market, I don't know, like I've been making $800-900 with a micro some days. So you can literally turn like $200 into a grand in a couple of days. It's crazy.
yeah. Yeah, AMP is $300 for minis, not
Is
even
it
micros.
really?
Yeah, I just switched over to to
Wow. I could imagine you mark it in and then 1 second later you're liquidated with a $300 account.
well, no, not a $300 account. It's just $300 contract.
No, I get it, but
Yeah.
it's most
Yeah,
people
I
put
know what you
$300 and
mean.
they're like, okay, sounds good.
But yeah, it's um Ninja Trader has MES is $50 and MNQ is a hundred
Yeah,
bucks.
that's so cheap,
Yeah, so it's like
so
that's why
cheap.
I tell people like, you can do both. Trade micros if you're using your real account, and like treated more, find better entries where we the risk to reward ratio is better. So you can hold
Yeah,
longer.
and then use the prop firms for like your full sended accounts.
Or, also like if I use prop firms for, to scalp, getting in and
Exactly.
out of. So Yeah. Well, all right. How about oh, okay. Fenstry already asked. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Yeah, any questions? Let us know. I mean, maybe we'll make this. We'll do this again sometime soon. It's always fun talking to other traders. You
Yeah,
know,
we can do it. I think
love it.
summertime at night is also really slow. Um, we can do it.
Yeah, we're coming off a holiday
Yeah.
weekend too. It is what it
Yep.
is.
But we can do it like, during the day sometimes too and hop on like around lunchtime when people are kind of
Mhm.
not trading as much. So, and also if you guys are wanting this,
Fenster, our most popular talent. Go
oh
ahead.
no, I was just going to say about the, please send me your trading view username if you're wanting this indicator thingy. So, all right, go ahead.
Okay. Fencer said, "What's the most popular account?" It's definitely our 50K launch plan. It's just very cheap to get into. 30, 40 bucks. You fail it, you're not out that much compared to buying, 100, $200 account. Live traders, depends on the day, honestly. It's a revolving door. But we love sending traders to live. We got, a lot. I'd have to look it up. But you know what's crazy about the live accounts is I've seen somebody come in with like a $3,000 live account, and then 2 weeks later they're at 80 grand, and they literally withdraw like 60K in a week or two. So that's why I think live trading with prop firms is amazing, because you can literally run it up, like slam a couple of minis and catch a full move, which some of these days are like what, 1,000 points, 1,500
Yeah,
points.
that's right.
You can literally make a salary in a day. It's crazy.
It's been crazy. I completely agree. And
So
actually,
it's
now
awesome.
that you brought up live accounts, I know a lot of how are the live accounts with you guys? I've seen a lot of what is it called? Um, Negativity with live accounts on some of the prop firms. So, um,
Yeah, so we don't. It depends what plan you buy. There's different rules for each plan. But like our launch plans and our propel plans, whatever balance, like when we invite you to live, it transfers over to your actual brokerage account. So you're not like starting at zero or anything like that. And say you start with like 3 grand, you have the leverage of like two minis on a $3,000 account. So if you get it right and you time it right and properly, like you can double that account in no time, as you know.
yeah. But what about like if somebody builds up, a balance? Because I've seen some firms, if you build up $100,000 balance and you can only get like 3,000 or something like that. Um,
Yeah, so we're very transparent about the live process. Once you make 10 grand in your sim account, you submit a ticket for a brokerage review, and then we basically invite you to live, and unless something weird is going on. So like, there's never going to be an instance where you make 60 grand and then they just give you a live account with $0, because our system is designed to find good traders. Once you make 10 grand in a sim account, we kind of review your trade like that and either invite you to live or don't invite you to live. So there's not really an instant where people have like built up an account for months and months and months and nothing, comes to fruition with a live account.
right. All right. Well, I don't have any questions. I'm gonna send you over the emails of the one. You guys DM me your emails, the ones that the one, please.
Yeah, DM her the emails. I'm also, if you guys have any blue sky questions, I'm always available. I love talking to traders. It's literally why I have this job, because I love talking to traders. So, um, question, Tyler. Yeah, so whatever like your full amount minus payouts would move to live. That's where we're very transparent. And then yeah, Minx. I guess nobody has any questions. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Hope you guys enjoyed
Thank you.
this.
I sure did. Thank you for stopping by. Bye,
Yeah,
everybody.
absolutely.